All right, what's going on? YouTube, Facebook, let's get it. I tell you what, man, I'm loving this instrumental. Was the T.I. Juelz and Camron instrumental from the song "Crown Me." Man, I'm ready to get into the booth right now and spit a few bars. But nevertheless, this will be the my second video for the night. So I'm putting together a little double header here. But what I want to get into today is I want to talk about having a body of work. Having a body of work, because what I have an issue with is that we got way too many people who have all this knowledge but don't have nothing to show for it. You got all these connections, you got all this knowledge, you've been to this place, that place. Some of us spend way too much time running our mouths rather than actually doing something, rather than actually accomplishing something. So that's why I want to talk about having a body of work. Because when you have a body of work, when you got real credentials that can back you up, you don't really have to say much. When you can bring some credentials, when you actually can bring some receipts to prove that you are what you say you are. I want y'all to think about when it comes to sports, when it comes to the NBA, NFL, baseball, hockey, how you have certain athletes that get inducted to the Hall of Fame. The main reason why they get inducted to the Hall of Fame because their body of work throughout their career. You see what I mean? You got some guys play 13, 14 years in the league, 8 consecutive All-Star appearances. May have 2 or 3 championships. Was named first team in this category. Was named second team in this category consecutive number of times. You see what I mean? Been consistent throughout their whole career from their rookie year up until the day that they retired. That's what ends up getting them into the Hall of Fame. There are a lot of professional athletes who don't make it to the Hall of Fame because they was a flash in the pan. They was probably hot for maybe 1 or 2 seasons. You never heard of them. They probably started off strong in their career and they got injured. Or they may have was good at a particular point in time, but they wasn't consistent. They got complacent. And next thing you know, they're no longer in the starting lineup. They're coming from the bench. They're barely getting into the game. So we see what a body of work look like from the perspective of sports when it comes down to professional athletes getting inducted to the Hall of Fame. The same thing with the career. Working for this company for a number of years, working in this same field. It may have been different companies, but it's been the same field for a number of years. You're not the person who starts a job and quit 6 months later, start another job, and then you quit 9 months later. Your unemployment is too stagnant. Your employment is too stagnant. Staying the course, being consistent throughout a course of time. That takes discipline. That takes effort on your part. So that's what I mean when I'm talking about having a body of work. Even with education. There are a lot of people who, and I know that, post-secondary education is not for everybody, but you should be learning something. You get your high school diploma. You have those who move on to college. They get a associate's degree. They may go on to get a bachelor's degree. They may go on for another 2 years, get a master's, work on a PhD. Or, graduate from high school and they start at a trade school for 18 months, 2 years. Or, I'm trying to think of the word, because I know a lot of plumbers, those HVAC technicians, they go through like a on-the-job training / education. I can't think of the word right now, but that goes on for a course of like 18 months to 4 years before they actually kind of kickstart their career. That's what I mean by having a body of work. You know, so what does your body of work look like? What does your body of work look like? Have you been stagnant lately? Are there periods when you have not been as productive as you should have been? I want to challenge y'all to just look back on your life from age 18 up until where you're at now, or age 21 up until where you at now. What does your body of work look like? High school, going to college, getting a degree, starting at this field, starting at this company, working your way up, moving your way up the ladder. Work for another company, start working your way up. What does your body of work look like? You started off with a checking account. Then you was able to put away a little bit more money, so you got a savings. Right? I'm going to use myself as an example. Checking account, savings account, right? I started to learn more and more about money and how money works and how to build certain asset columns. So I went from having a checking and a savings account in my early 20s. I got into my mid 20s. Then that's when I thought about, okay, let's get a life insurance policy going with the term life insurance. Let's get a emergency fund going to where I actually set aside money every month to put in emergency funds, right? And then from there, those mutual funds will kind of build every now and again. But that's just another asset column to have to go along with your checkings and savings account. I got into my late 20s, 27, 28 years old. Okay, I went into now having a Roth IRA now. To where, once again, I'm setting aside a portion of money going towards another account, another asset column. Now I got the Roth IRA building along with the emergency fund. You see what I'm saying? I started, and then I ran into a friend of mine that I know from high school. He told me about Index Universal Life Insurance. Got that ball rolling as of last year. So that's another account, another asset column that I'm building. You see what I mean? Going back to when I first started working at station casinos and having that 401k, and then taking that balance from the 401k when I no longer work for them and rolling it over to a 403b account with my youth advocate program job, and continue to having that savings account. I mean, continue to have that retirement. So do you see how I went from checking account, savings account, to emergency fund, to Roth IRA, to Index Universal Life Insurance policy, and then having the retirement, the 403b retirement savings. So do y'all see that body of work? Y'all see that consistency there? So that's what I mean by having an actual body of work. So that's what I want to do. I want to challenge y'all. What does your body of work look like? Have you been consistent over 5, 10, 15 years? There's a song by Jeezy. It's called Slow Grind, right? It don't come fast. It take time. What y'all know about the slow grind? A 5-year grind is better than fast money. I'm going to say that again. I had to sit up in my seat for that one. A 5-year grind is better than fast money, because the fast money is going to come and go. But the 5-year grind is consistent. You start slow, then you start to pick up momentum. Then you just continue to be consistent. And when you look back, you're going to see like, wow, I made so much progress. So do y'all see how having a body of work, what that does? You start slow. You just continue to be consistent with it. You continue to be disciplined with it. And you just keep going, keep going, keep going. Reach this milestone, reach that milestone. Looking for the next milestone. Then you're going to look back and be like, wow, look how far I actually came. That's what having a body of work is like. So that's my video for tonight. I hope y'all have enjoy the rest of your weekend. Peace.